A concerning new report on the health of the U.S. economy. The Labor Department released revised data, and it shows far fewer jobs than previously thought. Nearly 1 million were added between April of last year and March of this year. So here, a look at behind those numbers, what it means for your bottom line. NBC's senior business correspondent, Christine Norman. So 1 million fewer jobs than previously thought. That is not a rounding error. That's significant.
And these are routine updates. They happen every year, a couple of times a year, actually, because when we get that monthly jobs report, it really is extrapolated from surveys that businesses fill out and tell the government how many people they hired. And fewer companies are filling out those surveys, and they're using a lot more kind of deduction to estimate jobs growth. And now when you go back, you look at tax receipts and census data, the government's saying, wait a minute, the job market was not as strong as we thought. It was a lot weaker than we thought by 911,000 jobs. Not a recessionary kind of situation, but just not that big, robust head of steam that we thought the job market had late last year.
But those numbers haven't been that far off in almost 20 years.
It's unusual. It's unusual how big this difference is, which is spinning up a lot of controversy about whether they need to start doing these numbers differently and making some changes at the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
But you mentioned recession. I mean, is that a fear? Or this alone does not indicate that, but are there other signs?
I feel like this sort of validates people who said, wait a minute, you're telling me this economy is red hot, and I am not feeling it in my own job search. So that would kind of validate people who thought the vibe session wasn't so great late last year, early this year. But we're going to get more data tomorrow about inflation. That's going to be really important. And I think the most important thing here is what this means for the Federal Reserve. And we think that this could give the Fed more ammunition to cut interest rates when it meets next week. Again, depending on what we see in the inflation numbers tomorrow. But that really matters to everybody having breakfast this morning, because if we're starting to talk about lower interest rates coming next week and maybe a couple more rate cuts this year, that can relieve some of the pressure on family budgets for those higher borrowing costs. So that's where I look at this job number and I look at inflation data, and I think maybe lower rates might be ahead for American families soon.
All right. Thank you.
Great to see you guys.
Thank you, Christine.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.